And that's one of the biggest problems that we're having. We're like at a stalemate because you'll see and hear a lot of people regurgitating the reparations talking points, but they don't even know who their grandfather was. And that's problematic because if they knew who they were, they would be willing to really, really put the work in. Not always online arguing with people.
Mm-hmm.
They would understand that.
Sloganizing.
Yes, yeah, reparations, and I hear this thing, and totally disagree with it. This no reparations, no vote. What if Callie House felt that way? What if Dr. Anderson felt that way? You can't have that type of thinking because at the end of the day, reparations, people are going to lose their reputation fighting for reparations. Some may lose their lives. Some, it's going to happen. That's how serious it is. We have to realize that we just ain't going to get reparations easy.
Hmm. I
Not as a
want to
collective. It's not
I,
going to happen.
I want to respond to Mr. Fairfax. I don't think a WASI would wear a Biden shirt. You guys are WASIs. Do you wear Biden regalia?
Hell no. I also never wore any Obama gear either, so
Yeah.
that's just me.
Yeah.
Well, actually, for a joke, I had an Obama shirt on. I knew it would set my audience off. People started cussing when they saw me something Obama on. They knew I was being stupid. Yeah, if you see me doing something with Obama, you know it's out of disrespect. So I came on one of my shows and had an Obama shirt on, and people just went wild. And I just said I just wanted to be a coon to see how it felt. Wear coon clothing. You know, being a sellout has to be fun. There's so many black people that are coons. It must feel good to like hate yourself and to my white audience. I mean, aren't you disgusted when you see black people just begging to be white and you just they want to meet real black people and they keep meeting Tim Scott and they almost lose it. I was thinking if I could do a sitcom show, there would be there'd be like three coons, a Caribbean coon, a black American coon, and an African coon. And they're always selling out. And there always be a scene where they try to push up to a white woman, and the white woman is like, you know, uh, she's reading a book, and the guy comes up and says, what are you reading? And he starts trying to figure out all the books she's reading. Are you reading Shakespeare? And she's saying, mm-mm, she's reading this. And finally, he says, well, what are you reading? She says, I'm reading the autobiography of Malcolm X. Have you read it? And the guy says, who's Malcolm X? And the white woman storms out. Oh, she runs out crying. I thought you were a real black man. So, and they keep getting turned down by the white women because they want to meet someone that's actually black, and all these people are such coons and the whole thing would be these guys keep getting embarrassed for having no dignity. I'm going to say this. I said in my program the other night, and I've never felt bad about being who I was ever. Okay. But I've always noticed that there's this huge swathe of black folks who have no fucking dignity or integrity. It is so, I don't know what to do about it because they're so goddamn weak. Let me tell you something. I'm going back to 1970 in my mind. I had a racist teacher that looked like Hillary Clinton. And she was trying to hinder the black students from learning how to read. She would harass them when they were reading to make them feel uncomfortable. And she succeeded because they had such a low self-image that they accepted the teacher saying that they had too many difficulties reading, so they didn't have to read at all. And I remember black kids just putting their heads down and being disrespected by the teacher. And I never did that. And by the way, me and the teacher clashed. But you know what? The black kids in my class never spoke to me because I didn't acquiesce to being told I couldn't read by my racist teacher. They were more angry with me for insisting I could read than the fact that someone was trying to tell me I couldn't. That's how half so, and I'll say this to you: if everybody black like that dropped dead of whatever new mandated met, we'd be better off because you can't work with people like that. You can't work with them. You can't. I've experienced this my whole life. We have a team honeycomb with people who think we can't win, and therefore they make us lose. I'm not a loser. I resent being made to lose by a no good piece of, of trash. I mean, what, you know, come on, you guys have worked in corporate America. Have you worked with black folks who worked against you? They would complain about no one getting a promotion, but they'd try to make you fail and then they'd go back and report on you.
Yep.
And then they, when they get dogged,
Mm-hmm.
they come and want empathy from you, the same person they constantly betray and stab in the back. And there's a whole bunch of black folks, they want it both ways, like the black stars, athletes, celebrities, and politicians. They reach a high place, they do everything they can to gatekeep, block, dog us, piss on us, shit on us. And then when they get rejected, they want to come back and still be embraced as someone who made it amongst us. And we've let them feel like they could come back. Okay? It's us. If we had more true group pride and self-respect, when you betray us, your ass is out. Stay out. Don't come back. I don't want to be integrated with no good self-hating black people. I want to be segregated. I don't want to breathe the same air. If I knew that there were some black people with no dignity, I don't want to drink. I don't want to. If I see a place where black folks with no self-respect hang, I will always be somewhere else. I want to be segregated from them. I don't want to ride in the same bus. I don't want to listen to the same music. Literally, I'm a segregationist against no good black people. And even in my class as a teacher, because a lot of folks would try to come in and bring this degenerate, sorry ass, excuse making black culture into my classroom, I try to sit in the back and fall asleep. And I basically had a rule in my class that the last row of seats was honorary Rosa Parks section. And only a straight A student could sit in the back. If you didn't have all straight A's, you couldn't sit in the back. If you sat on the back row, I'd immediately give people a quiz. I punish people for once. So anybody try to sit in the back, see people start crying, please don't sit in the back, you'll go crazy. So everybody had to sit up front. I said, so if you were at a white school, you would sit up front to try to prove I have a right to be here. You get among black people, and then you decide you're going to put your feet up on the desk and go to sleep. You know, I had a little Nigerian broad try that. And I says, do I look like Posturepedic to you? And if I do, I still don't want you sleeping on me. Your ass is to be awake every time you come in my class or drop, but you can't come and sleep here. And I'm not getting any sex either. So stay awake or get the hell out.
That Randy, stop.
Hey, Dr. Short, Chef C is in the backstage, he said.
Okay, well, let me see. I thought I could have 8 people. I don't see how I can.
Janet's trying to come. Well,
Who?
Janet.
Okay, I may have to swap someone in or out. In fact, Sister Eve, I thought you were going to be on Twitter.
Okay, let's see if we can do that.
And I have a question. If we do Twitter, does that mean that I can release your seat and bring someone in?
Sure.
And Sister Isla, if you did, you went over, that way you could help her run that space, then I can bring 2 people up. because that's what I thought we were going to do. But I want everybody. I thought I had capacity for 8 people. I don't. There's this thing here, and I was trying to manipulate it. Let me see if I can take me out. It doesn't let me get to Chef C. That's the problem. So, Brother Quentin, can you join them in Twitter and let me see if, let me see who. Okay, when Eve came out, Chef C came up. I don't know where Janet is. She's not here. So I don't know what she's doing.
No, she's still trying to download.
Ah, okay.
Give her minutes.
Wait a minute. So Isla went there. Chef C. Okay.
Testing. Peace.
All right. Now,
All right.
The chef up north.
and I'm trying to see, and Sister Eve is going to open up a space so we can have this.
Brother Short, Brother Dr. Short, you know they jipping you as usual. It should be 8 maximum on the platform.
Shoot, I could
8.
put 10.
That's
I thought I paid for 10. Maybe
Yeah.
it's how I have this set up. Do you think that's what it is? Let me try it.
I would have to see your interface.
yeah, your stage should be able to be stacked out. You should be able to, yeah.
Okay, I'm doing shift 3, group layout.
Yeah, because this is WASI talks. I'd rather have the sisters heavy in the building.
Yeah.
Well, this is why I'm trying. I know goodness well that I should have the capacity to have 8. That's what I pay for, as you know. Let me try it this way so we can bring everybody in. People don't realize we pay for it and we don't get it. So I've pushed that. Let me try something. Hold on just a moment. Let me try something. I see an additional person, and I think that that's Janet. I see another person down here, and it doesn't show me where I get to, how I can't get that person at the bottom. Sister Eve, have you set up your Twitter space yet?
I am setting it up now, just trying to figure out how I would be here with you and on the Twitter space.
Wouldn't I hear you on the Twitter space?
Right. Then you would join my Twitter space. So I'm going to get out of here all together and then I will invite you to the space.
No. Okay, that's Isla. Okay.
Okay,
Now,
can you hear me, Dr. Short?
I can. I
Okay.
was just trying to make certain that, so Eve is going to go to Twitter. I'm going to join her in Twitter. And we'll start all over again because I still want to know and I'm going to shut up. I want the sisters to I want y'all to talk about Biden and these women getting killed, and I want y'all to talk about Fannie Willis. And I'm sorry, it's just dumb to use public money to buy a private dick. I just I didn't know people did that, and oh my. And she admitted to having it. I got it, but it's not a conflict. It's a conflict with the headboard and his ex. It's got to be a conflict with everybody else, Fanny. Damn.
Isn't that the basis of his wife's divorce?
I don't know if it's the basis, but okay. Okay, Sister Eve is up there. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me request. Okay. Let's see.
Some of these technical difficulties worked out, but hopefully you can hear our brother Randy, who just joined the stage. We've been having a talk tonight about Biden and Black women.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Biden. That's what I say.
Well, actually, that's what he wants. We should say unfuck Biden. Make him do coitus interruptus in the White House. In fact, I came up with the song today. And, I was thinking about Whitney Houston, and I was thinking about someone much cheaper and less talented, Kamala Harris. And that song, How Will I Know? How Will I Know? Okay. And I was thinking, How Will I Know is I'm a political hoe and you should love me. I'm a political hoe and you should love me. Right.
Right.
I'm telling lies because I'm corrupt. Hoe speak. Stealing votes is so bittersweet. And so I had to work with that song, How Will I Know? A political hoe.
You had quite a few good ones that you came up with, though.
Political hoe, right? No reparations. I'm just a hoe. You vote for me, right?
Short, you're always making up some song. I thought we were supposed to do the one from The Color Purple.
We did. You weren't around.
God's supposed to tell me something, was it?
No, Oprah wants you carpet munching. How does that
Oh,
go?
no.
It goes, don't need men in my life, right? Ain't gonna be a wife. Oprah wants carpet munching, right? Right. Patriarchy's gone. I prefer strap on. Oprah wants us carpet munching. And then go, Oprah wants us carpet munching. Oprah. Yeah, right. And by the way, the movie is doing very, very poorly.
Well, it's already now.
What?
It's already on the stream now.
Well,
stream?
now I want to say to everybody, I want you to buy black. There's going to be some black crackhead, reefer head, fentanyl head that's selling pirated DVDs. I want you to buy every Color Purple pirate copy that your heart desires, but do not buy from the formal economy. If you just want to see Taraji with her bad breath kiss on Fantasia.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Taraji got the same face that fucking Kerry Washington makes in every damn movie. It's always the same weird face.
Okay, sister, your rug's on my mind, sister.
That's just gross.
Mine, right? Yes, no, I haven't forgotten. I have, as it says, I just have to get with some musicians and we record. and we do, right. But I do like that, and of course, I'm working on the greatest love of all, which is on
Mhm.
Diddy. Or Diddy can turn you out. Oh, Diddy can turn you out. Oh, Diddy can turn you out. Turn it
Wait
out,
a
Diddy will turn you out. Turn it out,
minute.
turn you out. Why are you getting your contract worked? Diddy's already turned you out, right? Which is what's happening. And one of my dear sisters told me, and I'm gonna tell y'all what they said. They said that Diddy's main squeeze is Blumberg.
What?
Well, I always call it Slumberg. Now I guess we can call them Comberg.
Oh my
I'm not
goodness.
saying it's true, but that's what they said. I'm like, all right.
I don't know.
You wonder? No, no, no. I can see it. But
Mhm.
you have to wonder, how did he get where nobody will bother him?
Yeah. Well,
Why he isn't getting treated like R. Kelly?
mhm. They didn't Cosby him. They didn't R. Kelly him. I mean,
You're saying Bloomberg, the dude who was running for president?
Well, yes.
Mhm.
I will say Diddy seems to reach for bigger things. Okay, the color purple's latest gross for February 1st. We can celebrate this. I want all the give yourselves a hand clap, patriarchs and WASIs. The color purple grossed on Thursday $35,554.
What?
That's all they made, and 503 theaters in this country at $70 a theater, meaning or screen, meaning that you and I going out to eat Black Rose would run up more money than what the color purple is collecting per theater. Come on, Oprah. You and your GCPs need to pull that shit out.
It's a flop. It's a fail.
Well, just like Oprah Winfrey's butt lift and her boobs and everything else, this is a flop. And she's pathetic. I mean, she's a carbohydrates and trauma porn addict. She'll be fat again, and she'll make something else that denigrates Black people. And I can't stand her. She's like a pig. And I'll tell you something about pigs. When pigs are in the mud, they shit in the mud that they're in. But I guess it must be cool. Pigs like being in their own shit and mud as long as it keeps them cool. And that's how Oprah is in the suffering of Black people. It's made her rich that she mud bathes and the fecal matter of our trauma for personal aggrandizement. If nothing other than you care about children in Maui, you should despise Oprah Winfrey completely. She's the most hateable person of all times. There's no way. I just don't like her. I don't want to like her. I don't want to be friends. I don't want to get along.
Well, I think this is a good segue to what was going on at their school in Africa. How those.
What do you mean? She recruited the white women that raped the Black girls. What do you mean? She didn't know. She hired those women. She brought those studs in. Oprah knows what a stud is. Oprah hired white women to rape Black women, and you sisters think that she's a paragon. She's an icon of Black women. This is what made us have to become patriarchs. We tried to be simps. We failed. The more we step, the dumber the pork chops got. So we've had to become patriarchs to save the race, because when we tried to go equal and 50-50 morally and ethically, it just kept getting worse. Any tramp that the system gets behind, Lizzo, God, Megan the Stallion, I mean, God, Muhammad Ali's face was pretty. I'm sorry, Megan. I mean, his boobs don't look like yours, but basically, you get anybody that they'll put up that drags Black women through the mud. Some of us grew up with Lena Horne. We grew up with Diane Carroll, with Leslie Uggams. I don't care if they were gay or had a white man. We came up with Diana Ross. It was classy. These new sisters, god damn. Taylor Swift has more poise than almost all the sisters that are headliners now. How the hell did that happen? I mean, how do we go from the 3 Degrees, or how do we go from Shaka Khan to Lizzo? When Shaka Khan's dressed skimpy, that's just for show. Shaka Khan is a damn prude. That's why she can't get married, stay married. Dude think that she's super freak. No, she's not. Might get it once a month. I mean, people be ready to divorce Shaka Khan, find out she's not as nasty as her stage persona. Lizzo is nastier than her stage persona.
Yeah, that's a damn shame too. Dr. Short, in Spaces, we have a speaker. And to the room, this is an interesting space. It's not something that I do like this normally, but we are streaming on YouTube as well if you want to join in the conversation. But to any of the women in the room, I wonder, are you on the same train we are, where we say fuck Biden and
Please stop giving him credit.
On the Biden train.
And Taraji looks like My Little Pony.
Wait, what? She looks like
My Little Pony.
Somebody in the chat said she looked like a Teletubby.
Yes, but I was thinking what it looks like to me. But by the way, we have a bunch of brothers on here, but definitely we want sisters. Please, are you guys still with Biden? I mean, what does he have to do? How many flights of stairs? How many children does he have to grow? How many black girls have to get killed overseas or get brain damage from being bombed by Dune Coons for you to not like Biden? Tell us what needs to happen so we can draw a line and say, well, that happened. Now you have to be against Biden. Okay, you don't have to vote for Trump, but you cannot support Biden. That's all I'm asking. Please be against his ass, and please stop telling me Kamala Harris is a soul sister. If Kamala Harris is a soul sister, so is Nikki Haley. And she's a bigger hole than Kamala. Kamala wasn't married when she was screwing other people who were. Nikki Haley, oh my God.
Homerata.
Hold up for a second. Immortal,
Wait.
get your hand up.
Yes, ma'am.
What's up, dear?
Greetings to everyone, and just to speak to the title, say Black Women and Friends, say F. Biden. Well, I'm a friend of Black women, and I say F. Biden. So hopefully, the Black women I'm friends with come along with me on that. It's been a long road. My family, they get the tipping point. I gotta make, like you say, I gotta figure out what is it that you won't take, and when you do it, then I'll just show you that we can move on. And I also wanted to say something about the industry and how Black women are being portrayed. That you mentioned. And so, from my perspective, I've seen that kind of thing go on for generations. So you can go all the way back to Betty Boop, all the way, the real Betty Boop, the one that Betty Boop was. You can go to Josephine Baker. You can go all the way up to Vanity. You can go all the way up to different ones throughout different times who had a risque approach to their entertainment thing. But the difference between then and now is, for the most part, Black Americans, we consumed our own entertainment. It was for us, by us, for us. And not only will we consume certain things like Vanity, that's more my generation, so Vanity was out.
Well, Vanity was fine. Vanity was fine.
So we didn't venerate her. And
Right.
we also would choose other acts like the lead singer. She sang a song, say, I'm sorry I have to pick this song, but she say, I don't care what you did to them, just be good to me. Now, she was a consummate performer. Then you mentioned other people like Shaka Khan. She was a consummate performer. She was beautiful, but she didn't rely over the top sexuality as much.
Yes, because she could sing.
A lot of sisters, what's her name, Stephanie Hill, and we would support them as much or more than we would the more risque acts. So the difference now is when the black community has a risque act, all the white money is poured in there to promote that over and above anything like a salon. Why she don't get the kind of promotion? Salons could have been a big star as quickly as Sexy Red, but the promotion wasn't in there for her. And you know, all the extra attention, they didn't do that for her the way they did it for Sexy Red. There's a lot of sisters out there about good content, doing real good. Jasmine Sullivan, I don't know if she's a black American. There's a lady named Her.
Do you know Maimuna?
A lot of different people.
You know Maimuna?
No, I haven't heard of that, but I'm sure she'd be sound like she'd be one of the ones in the vein of we have to support. If we want to see a certain style being presented in entertainment of our women, we have to demand it and won't take nothing less. Otherwise, they'll just keep manufacturing this this nonsense.
Yes.
And sell it to everybody in the world. We want, black folks ain't really buying Sexy Red like that. We don't.
Or Little Nas X.
Hyping it up. That's the bandwagon. In real life, nobody took off her like that.
No.
That's all the other people that want to see a black woman like that, and they pay for it. So they'll land it with that.
Well, no, you're 100% right. And I would say this, in full agreement, we have to demand better. And I'll just tell you, I have to take my little patriarchal whip out. Too many black men, I don't know what that's about. A whole bunch seem to love the slut culture. And it's a lot of black men that like the slut hole culture. And that needs people. I'll give you an example. I will say a fucking name. I don't care. The guy on WOL Radio 1, Carl Nelson, and I drew swords on his show. I was saying that people need to stop going to strip clubs. Adult entertainment is really code language for sexual slavery of women for the entertainment of men. If you care about women, you don't want them to be sex slaves. If you can't find a woman, invest in a sex doll. But don't demand slavery. I'm such a sorry ass man with women. Until I basically have a University of California film department film library of porn, because I can't get through the week without nude images. The younger, the better. That's the way I go through life with porn. Black men have to become the enemies of the porn movement. The porn business is controlled by GCBs. We are giving our money to people who hate our guts. We're giving money to people that are promoting insanity in our community. The porn industry needs to be attacked. Strip clubs, it needs to cease to be. I have an associate that goes to strip clubs, but they know not to invite me, and they don't talk about it because I'll put them down. Black men need to start rejecting men that like sleaze and filth. And the same thing black women have to start cracking down on this whore culture. The pimp, whore, stud, slut culture must go immediately. And I'll tell you, I was on, I'll say it, Carl Nelson's show. And I said that black men need to stop going to strip shows, strip clubs. And he says, I like strip clubs. Now, this is a Negro that's on Power Talk. He's a Jamaican. He's not a black American. And he's praising strip clubs. And yet, excuse me, I'm talking about human trafficking. Part of human trafficking is to supply a slave labor force for people who have erectile dysfunction that can't relate to a woman any damn way. Huh?
Ooh.
So him and I said to him, so you like strip clubs? What is the age of the girls that lap dance on you? I know you haven't carded them, and you don't care what age they are as long as your dick gets hard. Ain't that so? I haven't been on his show since. Fuck him. If you want freedom for your people, you want freedom for the women and children too. No people will make it with your women and children as the victims of predation and sexual marketing and exploitation. It brings the whole people down. There are way too many black men that like porn, that like strip clubs, that patronizes. Not only that, they're fucking the drag queens too. There's this culture of dick worship where they want to fuck everything that walks, of age, legal or otherwise. And that's why there's no movement in our community to end this push towards the pedophilia legalization in our community. That includes all the nigger preachers. The Black Church right now is one of the greatest organizations that is passively promoting the sexual enslavement of our children. The Black Church. There's not a damn thing we have that says no more of this garbage. And if they don't like it, I can assure you, then let's have an open discussion, sister, madam, minister of space, and us. Let's talk to, I'll say a name. Ask Barbara Skinner's ass at the National Congress of Black Churches why none of the black women in Congress were willing to work with the white Republican women to fight against human trafficking. Not one goddamn black woman in Congress would co-sponsor a bill to protect our women and girls. Not a fucking one. So, and by the way, my default is, okay, I'm going to take the feminist line. Black men ain't shit. They don't care. All right. But women are perfect and they do care about women and kids. If that's so, there's no evidence that any of our black groups, I'm talking about the sororities and all these other society bitches organizations, don't do a damn thing for women or girls. They're not even raising a lot of hell for the income level to be raised for black women. In fact, one person that they should have attacked, and they're Republican, Nikki Haley, is singularly responsible for hundreds of thousands of blacks not having health care in the state of North Carolina. And there hasn't been a fucking black woman spokesperson, anyone, to call that bitch out because she's a woman of color.
Right on.
And you look at this and say, my God, that's why I love you, Sister Eve, Sister Isla, all you WASI. You black women that are out here, you guys need a regime change. These old broads with the wigs and those big sombreros and shit on, they're not about shit. They're just old.
Mm-hmm.
They're just old. It's time to yank those old broads out. Yes. It's time to run these old men out. You know, rest in peace, Carl Weathers. And y'all know Joe Madison died the other day. And by the way, whereas Carl Weathers was an actor, Joe Madison's deceased. I'll ask a question. Who's his successor? And there is none. Why? Because a lot of these old people only looked out for their own families or their own careers. Yep. They didn't groom anybody else. It's interesting. Nope. White supremacists, Charlie Clerk, all of these people who attack us have successors. They even have replacement coons. We're the only people that don't make another one. What if Ford only had the Model T?
Replacement coons.
He had the Model T and the Model A. He kept coming out with new types of cars to stay in business. We only have A. Malcolm X, A. Martin Luther King, A. Khalid Muhammad. Damn it, we need thousands of them. We need 1 million Harriet Tubmans. We have too few exceptional fighters in our community. We have too many fence riding, do nothing, complain a lot, talk a lot, want to integrate sleep around the lot types. But back to the sisters. I see there's a sister star. Are there any other women out here? Come on, sisters. How do y'all feel about Biden? In particular, for you that are new on Twitter, I wanted to talk to Sister Eve about those two black girls that got blown up in Syria. It doesn't sit right with me for black girls to get blown up in Birmingham or to get blown up in Syria. And I'm wondering how many other black women got blown up that are in the National Guard of Georgia over in Syria and Jordan right now, basically unprotected.
I
How
thought
many?
about the same thing, Randy.
Huh?
I thought about the same thing. I thought
How
about
many
that.
of those are black girls being killed, damaged permanently because they're being bombed? You're not supposed to have the National Guard. And some foreign country we don't have the right to be in an isolated place where they're not safe. And you know how the VA is going to ignore, and those women are going to be damaged for life. Those men are going to be damaged for life. And I can tell you the VA the VA dogs black people. It dogs white people who know that they mess up black people. They had a whole bunch of black soldiers on Vioxx. They killed them with Vioxx. The VA experiments on the black soldiers, black vets. Let them live with diabetes to see how long you can live with diabetes before you die. They let my uncle live into his 70s with diabetes and told him, just as he was going blind in his 70s. By the way, we forgot to tell you, you've had diabetes 25 years. That's what the VA does. And you know what? As they don't protect our women and girls from this 6 or 7 or 8 million people that have come across the border, who are going to want to have sex with anyone. If you attack a New York policeman in broad daylight, they will rape a woman in broad daylight. They will. And once they understand the racial dynamics of America, if they don't already know, they know it'll be their word against hers. Sisters, y'all going to be told to suck up that salsa sperm and just keep it moving. Oh, yes, you will.
Don't
This
say
happened to us on Biden's watch. You might hate Trump, but at least we didn't have 7 million additional people who they're going to give government jobs. They're going to make policemen in our neighborhood. God damn. And so my question to the sisters,
food.
are you still ride or die for Biden? Here in DC, the elderly black women are being given $5 and $6 a month in SNAP, and they're giving the illegals $800-900.
Are they going to be forced to get the plantain or the chicharron? Which one are they going to have to take, brother Doctor?
This is craziness. Come on, y'all. I'm asking the sisters, are y'all still with Biden? When you watch the news, they're still saying black women are with Biden. Biden made certain.
I wonder what black women, Dr. Short, I feel like they like to use words because they know it's triggering or they know we're going to be paying attention to code words. But then in the same breath, they will call, I don't remember what you were calling Nikki Haley and Kamala. But they call
Nikki Haley she's 1/3 the melanin, 3 times the whole of Kamala Harris. Okay. 1/3 the color, and she said the country's not racist. And if you look at her skin, the epidermis is damaged from her using skin lightening cream. Her liar ass.
Oh, man.
What a fake ass liar bitch, man. Can't stand her. You can't make me like her.
Not to be disparaging on the dead or anything, but if this is what they were championing, or if this is what they really believed in, or these are the people that they thought were on their side, it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. If you passed a black Biden woman getting beat down by somebody, you would continue to keep walking, right? Because you're not going to sacrifice yourself for her when she says fuck you in general. So is that what we're doing? Or are we championing people who decided to put themselves in harm's way because they knew what the harm was and they just said, fuck it, I want resources?
They didn't.
Or
No, sister. It's illegal when they recruit you. You're not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be there. I know someone in the National Guard right now, and they were being pressured to be vaccinated. They were being pressured to go to other countries. That once you're under that, in particular, that's why they put that Esterol-looking nigga in charge of the military. That buffoon, Austin. He does look like the mother of JJ and Michael from Good Times. And the times sure are bad with his sorry ass. Okay. They put Austin in there to dog black people. And so initially he talked about racism in the military, right? And everybody, oh my God. He's talking about, and he just talked that little racial shit. He works for the white military corporations that steal all the money to have all these foreign wars. He's not for anybody. You know what I'm saying? At least he has a halfway decent looking wife, because I remember when remember General Petraeus? Man, yeah, remember, I mean, you could have used his wife as a pit bull dog repellent. My God. It was just atrocious, man. It's just like, I would like have to do a Hail Mary and stuff every time she came on TV. It's like, God, help my cornea get through this. Just, Lord, get me over it. I'm looking to you, God, to get me through this, right? She looks like that. So at least his wife is black, and she doesn't look like she does skydiving without a parachute. That's the only nice thing I would say about him. Okay. They put him in there to mess over us.
Right on.
And by the way, he gets treated like dirt over in Israel. You know how they feel about him. So, can you imagine Bibi Netanyahu, the way Bibi don't like black people, to have that dude? And by the way, he's sick too. He's got cancer in his dick. That's what they say, prostate. I hope it's not the other side. Anyway.
Oh my.
Yeah, I wonder if in fact, a lot of folk getting cancer. They beat cancer years ago. Then all of a sudden the cancer came back. I'll say this. Joe Madison was on the radio with Fauci, telling everybody that they needed mandated medicine. Yeah. Now he's gone.
Yep. They said that we were stupid because we did not want to.
Well, no, hold. Don't go there, because they'll shut us down.
Okay.
We have to say mandated medicine.
Mandated medicine.
They said people who are against mandated medicine were crazy.
Mandated medicine.
So now the military, and even now, they want you to donate blood if you didn't have mandated medicine. Isn't that incredible? We're the ones making everybody sick. Now it's not us. Oh
yeah,
my God.
They actually have sperm banks that are wanting to, and I know this is kind of gross, but they want men, the sperm of men who did not get vaccinated.
Paying top dollar for that.
Well, you know what?
Mandated medicine sperm.
Well, you know what? There's a song that comes to mind by Aretha Franklin. Ain't no way for me to love you. Ain't no way. You ain't getting none of this secret sauce. You can't have it. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. There ain't no way for me to love you. And the backward goes, who? Wait a minute. Who, if you won't, if you did, that's me. Okay. Ain't no way. Save your seed. Do not get. Look. This cum that Jesus gave it to me, the world didn't give it to me, and I'm not giving it away. This nut that I have, Fauci didn't give it to me, and Fauci can't have it. Y'all get me? Again, repeat, brothers. This nut I have, Fauci didn't give it to me. Again, this nut I have is mine. Okay. Okay. That's right. This nut is mine.
Oh my.
Right. And it's grade A. And I'm serious. And don't give your organs. Don't do anything.
Do y'all remember when Roland was trying to get black men to sell their sperm? I wonder if it's
he was
because
thirsty.
Black men were not
he was
thirsty for the okie doke.
He was thirsty. There's something wrong with him. He's gross. He's nasty. He's gross. He's despicable. Roll over Martin.
Roll over Martin. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So no, save your sperm. I mean, and don't give it to Roland. You don't know what he'll do with it. There'll probably be some ritual for people to become 33 in the third degree or whatever it is that they do. No. It's your secret sauce.
Your secret sauce.
This little cum of mine.
Oh boy.
Right. Right. And we're not gonna, it's not gonna be in your spine. This little cum of mine is for me, for whatever kids I can have or will have. Now, sisters, now wait a minute. Sister Iva, I haven't heard from you. How are you feeling about Biden? You're the grandmother. I mean, how do you feel?
I'm here, Doctor. Wait. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, if my timeline doesn't, tell it on both Facebook and Twitter, I'm just disgusted. Not just by him, but that entire weekend at Bernie's setup that they've got going on over there at the White House. That man is just appalling, just his history alone, being the mentee of Strom Thurmond, is enough to send up alarm bells. Well, I would hope that it would send up alarm bells with people. I mean, those are things that matter, because you don't just change overnight. What they say, the leopard doesn't change its spots. But we,
or you know what? Or you can say drag queen doesn't change its crop.
Yeah, he that I didn't vote for him. I voted for Obama the very first term that he had. Then after that,
vote for you.
Yeah, and then after that,
sell out.
I did too, sister. I did too.
Yeah,
I did well. Worked on his campaign and everything.
Yeah, but I didn't vote for him a second term. I was just highly disappointed, especially with that whole LGBT push and pushing for gay marriage, that whole thing. But anyway, back to Biden. I don't support him in any fashion. I do not think that he will be elected this term. As a matter of fact, I know that he will not.
I think they're going to they're going to steal the election.
Yeah, I'm looking at what's going on over in the Middle East now, right? And that he's pushing to basically strike on Iran, which would be to our detriment, because our military is not in any capacity, in any shape, to fight any of those wars. It just isn't. But they've made some strikes, I think, in Syria, and I want to say Jordan. I'm not sure. Just correct me on that part. The point that I'm making:
Iraq, Yemen,
Iraq, and
Lebanon,
and
Syria.
Yeah. So the point that I'm making is that it's almost as if they're trying to create as much havoc as they can prior to, which I think Trump is going to win this election. I'm just almost 100% sure, but it's almost just like they're trying to create as much disorder and havoc around the world. Exits, right? But it's a possibility to election, because they're most certainly setting up things to be able to do everything from allowing these to vote, which they're trying to get in play. to just outright just just lying about what the count is. I just don't trust these people. But
well, I'm
Biden is a
hoping
disgrace. I
I'm
don't know what
hoping
more to say about
that the white people come out and try to prevent the illegals from voting. I hope they do some Jim Crow shit. That there's diversity, inclusion, and equity in preventing people from voting this year. I hope everybody that looks like they've had a burrito gets questioned about voting wherever they are. I mean, I'm praying for the white racists to just stop hiding. Bigot white people, where are you when we need you? Come out and check everyone's ID. If you see Jesus, don't go by the nail prints. If you see Jesus, don't check his side. Ask him for his ID. Ask everybody. I want to see equal equality, bigotry, and voter suppression against. If you have any kind of accent, I want to see voter suppression. Yes, I do. I don't care. Right now, because our people aren't speaking up. The only hope I have is bigoted white people who don't like anybody. That's sad, but I've been forced to look to the truckers and the patriots because we used to have some pushback in our community. The only people pushing back are these white folk that love guns and love borders.
But Dr. Short, they're giving them IDs. They're able to get licenses in places like Michigan and Illinois. They're really pushing
but
for
not
that.
in Alabama, not in Georgia, not in Texas. It's not everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm looking at. In fact, no, I'm looking forward to some serious action this year. And again, by the way, I want to ask you, how do y'all feel about all these asshole black women on the left that are shaky and corrupt, like that Cori Bush, who used to look like a pit bull? Now she looks like an old R&B singer that has no more hits. She used to look like a pit bull. I almost felt like somebody needed to put a collar on their dog with an RFD chip in it. But she's fixed herself. She looked really bad at first. Man, she could have been like a pitch. She could have been a bag cover for Alpo. But she spent some of that money they gave her, campaign money. She has fixed herself up. Cori Bush, you used to look like a K9. You actually look like a black woman. I mean, that's a serious makeover. Now, politically, you suck on a lot of stuff, although I'll give you a shout out for what you did for the evictions. But, her and Rashida Tlaib must have a relationship. Whatever that Arab woman does, she does the same thing. If Rashida Tlaib was going to put on a strap-on bomb,
well,
I think that.
What's her name? Ilhan? Ilhan needs to go.
Well, Ilhan, she's Somali. I mean, she's a whole with the Jew. The GCPs in Minnesota have her up here. I think they're gonna be tired of her. She may be gone this time. They put her in to keep a black person out of that seat in Minnesota. By the way, on the Angry Black Men's Book Club channel, we talk about AIPAC, the GCPs. They're targeting about 10 black members of Congress. They're a bunch of bootlicks. They're not going to have their seats. I just can't wait until we see all of these coontards getting run out. Not that they'll be replaced by good people, but it's nice to see them have to look for a job. Like the rest of us. It's beautiful. Okay, now let me land my plane. Sister Eve, ask these sisters some questions about these sellout women in Congress, these asinine prosecutors, these sisters that are supporting all this sexual confusion. You WASIs are against it. These same people that like all this stuff, basically, they're 2Bs or BBs, Biden bitches. What do you guys think about these folks?
Hey, Brother Short and the ladies, I would love to hear what your thoughts are.
As though,
hold on 1 second.
You're kind of rounding us up, right? All of these WASIs and women who have said that what's going on is not something that we want to participate in a big way. And now that we've gotten this space, a safe space, I guess, maybe we can start to come up with some sort of plan of attack, I guess. And I know people are going to say, well, why are you talking about plans on these? They're listening to pretty much anything we say, anywhere we're saying it, unless we're going to be in person. So since that's the case, I think that, some very real things that we could start doing, if you haven't already started doing, is tweeting these people, tweeting them your discontent and the issues that you have. The least they can do is block you, but at least at that point, that they're paying attention to you, and they don't want people to pay attention to what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I've been blocked a bunch of times. The Congressional Black Caucus has blocked me. A couple senators.
What about Simone Sanders? Somebody needs to tell her that Magic Johnson needs to make her his son. She's more man than his boy is, and she looks just like him. I wrote Simone. I think she blocked me. And I also wrote Donna Brazile, who looks like the former Georgetown Hoya. Remember John Thompson, where the Hoyas went to the championship? She looks just like John Thompson. She does. And I'm serious. We need to write them, and don't limit it to women. Hold on. I don't like no coons. I'm a coon buster. Please go off on Andrew Giller. I mean, this man now has a story that somebody tricked him into getting into that hotel room with his clothes off. I'm trying to think, if they had to trick you to get you into the hotel room and get your clothes off, how did you know how to get back to your car? You wouldn't have known. Where would you have? You wouldn't have known where your damn car was if they had taken you. You would have been so disoriented. You were able to get yourself back together, though you forgot to clean up the dookie that you left in the sheets. Yes, he did. And some was on the floor, too. I remember the picture. I mean, people pick up after their dogs, but he left the dookie on the hotel floor. I guess the staff is supposed to clean it up. I thought he cared about working class people. They're all bringing these bastards out online. You have my permission. Please go after Bakari Sellers. He's a distant cousin of mine. Mess over him first. I mean, in fact, when you have the revolutionary movement, like in China and other places, sometimes you have to say, I love my family, but they violated the revolution. I can't stand with them. Please mess with Bakari for me personally. Tell him Maurice Sellers' grandson sent your ass. He needs to get taught a lesson. We got to go after Clyburn. That's the worst Negro spiritual. Oh my God, he's so terrible. Why can't he have a stroke? I mean, if he was vaccinated, he must have had the good shit. Okay. He must have not had no mRNA. Anyway.
You said that Clyburn looked like who, Randy?
He's the worst Negro spiritual ever.
No. Who does he favor?
He looks like Uncle Ruckus got a donated eyeball from the IDF taken from a Palestinian.
Oh my gosh.
He does look like crazy. Uncle Ruckus. He does. And please, ladies, I want one promise. Please don't support Michelle Obama if they try to
hell no.
In fact, the biggest election Michelle Obama can win for me is for her to prove definitively to me that she's not a hermaphrodite. She's got my vote. If she can prove that she's 100% female, I'll vote for Michelle. Just to make up for all the jokes and shit I've said about her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm serious. I'm not a voyeur, but I really do want to know what's up that dress. At this point, I'm tired of shit. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not the only person who out here also wants to know if Michelle is not a hermaphrodite for real. I believe that she's at least half a woman, but it'd be nice if it's 100%. You know how the song in church is saying 99.5 won't do. 99.5% woman won't do, Michelle. You need to be 100%. Okay, so I would consider her candidacy if I know for certain that she's not intersex. I didn't say she was, but the same way Kevin Samuels laid down his life for us. Oh, God bless Kevin Samuels. Oh, let me take out my
God
bless.
bless Kevin
Let
Samuels.
me take out my blessed frankincense and bless. I said Kevin Samuels' name. Let me bless
Can you
myself.
give him a shake of the tambourine as well?
Oh, I have to put a K on my forehead. That's a special case. Kevin. Kevin. I mean, so yes, I put. Yeah, this is my.
Brother
You know
Short,
what?
this is
You are
WASI. You gotta
nuts.
do
You
something.
are
You
nuts.
gotta
You are
pay
nuts.
homage to a sister on the
Yes,
WASI.
yes,
I,
Kevin
I,
Samuels,
I
yes.
just want to say that Michelle Obama,
Thank God for him.
the same way that Kevin Samuels laid his life down for us patriarchs,
Yes.
so the black manhood would have life and have salvation. Joan Rivers laid her life down to tell us about Michelle and Barack, and so an honorary Betty
Michael.
Shabazz, Coretta Scott King, Ida B. Wells a letter is in the mail to the family of Joan Rivers. Okay. What were you saying, Chef C? We kept cutting you off here. I'm gonna shut my mic off for a minute.
No, I just wanted to know what the ladies. I wanted to know what the ladies thought about this chick.
I love Chef C's sound effects. Give us some sound effects.
Sis.
Well, he should have been giving it to us.
Peace. I wanted to know what everybody thought, particularly the ladies, about the
Did he
sister
disappear on us?
who
Hey,
got her pipes checked, her oil changed in New Jersey. She got an oil change. She got a tune-up in New Jersey. Did you hear about the lady getting a tune-up in New Jersey by the mechanic?
Okay, so you ladies didn't hear about the woman whose foot was on the gas pedal when she's getting screwed by the mechanic in the garage, and they died from carbon monoxide poisoning? Well, so nobody knows about that. Well, my thing is, of course, at least she went out with a bang. And the thing is, I'm wondering, at least she came in, she went at the same time, so that's an economy. I don't know, but anyway, I guess the sisters didn't know about that. So Chef, they don't know about that. But this woman was screwing in the garage. I'm trying to think.
I guess he saw what was under the hood.
Well, or maybe if he was singing, "If humping you is wrong, I don't want to be right," right? But they must have turned the ignition on or something and gassed themselves. I tell you something, if they were GCP, they would have called that a anti-Semitic conspiracy because of the gas. So,
man, come on.
I'm just saying.
Just saying.
No, I hadn't heard about that. What city did you say that
I think it was suburban Newark.
Huh.
Yeah, she was cheating on her husband. See what she did was she used her Vagina Express card instead of paying the man cash. The vagina was the first legal tender as well as the first Beazle and the first stay-at-home business. And it is. And actually it is, and it's sort of like a Winnebago. You can take it wherever you go, and so
COD, cooch on delivery,
or come on delivery. So okay, back to Biden, people. How are you guys feeling, ladies? Come on now, Ashira, Black Rose. What is your thought? You're down in Texas. How are you feeling about Biden? And are you going to vote for Biden because he's Black woman's best friend?
I have never voted for Biden, nor did I vote for Hillary Clinton. So, no.
Well, okay.
Absolutely.
Well, so since you're so smart, did you vote for Obama?
You know what? I have to say I did vote for Obama both times.
Damn.
But yes, I did. Oh my God, I was cooning. Oh my God, I was
Say
cooning.
it ain't so.
But I
Say it ain't
came
so.
to the realization, of course, shortly after that second term, a few months in, I was like, ooh, we've been had. We've been bamboozled. Woo,
Obama is
yes,
so
sir.
terrible.
Oh my
Obama
goodness,
is so terrible. I don't know
the
what.
worst. And why won't they just go away? I never seen anybody that linger like them. Just linger, linger, linger. Go away. You want to make movies and shit? Go. It's like enough. We had 8 fucking years of you and Michael. So I mean, go on somewhere, please.
Now, let
Mm,
me see. I have a question because there are a bunch of people up here.
okay. What's
Uh,
the question?
you're a friend of mine. Do you think I'm into white women?
No.
Okay.
I'm
So
glad you addressed that because I was going to ask you, what the hell is that about? What makes
that's
Kirk think that, or is he just joking?
well, maybe
I think
he's
they're just joking.
well, if he's joking, it's fine. It's as friends maybe, but I don't even try to make a lot of friends that are not black. My experience is there's not a lot of respect between different groups in this country, unfortunately or fortunately. So I don't make it my business to have large numbers of friends that are different from. I mean, I can get along with anyone, but I don't try. I don't go out of the way. So, um, God, uh, not something I'm trying to do. So I, 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 I can't. I don't think I can get all of my friends in a particular category that he's describing on one hand. So, the Bible says, "From the wealth of the heart, the mouth speaks." So I have to assume that this gentleman is into white females, and they're
Mm,
projecting that onto me. That's fine. That's their business.
mm,
And if I did, it would be my damn business. But I don't know. I can just say to you what I like most.
He wants a little pink toe.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, a lot of people are like that. But I prefer, as I said, I kind of like my own group, my own at least, or people similar, like most people. Um, and I'll be very direct with you. It's never been something I was as as recently as about maybe 5 o'clock today. I got propositioned. I get propositioned a lot, as all of we black men do on social media, by women that are of white and other types. I know you know that's true, Chef, and that probably happens to you, Brother Q, and everybody else. Black men are constantly accosted by women and other groups, constantly. Am I? Is that true, Chef? See, constantly
I, I,
bugged
I'm
by.
I'm a God fearing man. I keep my head down. I don't start no trouble.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that you don't get approached.
Listen, I stay clear, man. I'm
But
like
that
a listen. I'm like a slave. I'm like a slave, Doctor
right,
Short.
but
Listen,
that's so. What he's saying is, he basically turns everything down, so doesn't accept. And so someone wrote me today, and I get right, and I just block all of those things. Almost, I'd say, uh, practically 100% of anybody. It's not interesting. As I said, I am have a keen interest in justice and the knowledge of my own people and my family. So, as a result, I'm very interested in the perpetuation of people like myself. That doesn't mean I'm against other people having children. I just would like um, people to be more or less like myself. You can't do that running after people in other groups. that would be too much for me. And I will say one other thing, and I'll leave it there. My personal understanding and experience with a lot of people who come up in Western societies is that there is a conditioned great degree of disrespect for Black people that a lot of people come up with, that they're both conscious and unconscious of. I don't have the patience to school someone or educate someone on how to treat me. That's not interesting at all. In fact, that's offensive. So, can you imagine somebody getting me a Ku Klux Klan Halloween costume? And she could be the sweetest Karen of all times. And you got me a Hitler costume for Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, for Halloween. Um, that would be crazy. It's the same way, my friend. Remember the guy that was in Missouri, Black Rose? Remember the one that shot himself in the head over his white wife? He had like 4 or 5 kids with a white wife, and the white wife's family was totally racist. And she was trying to teach the kids that the Confederacy was good, and da 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 da. And ultimately, she tried to shoot him, and when he fought her, he broke her nose, and she made a video of her having sex with some Black dude to get back at him, and ultimately he got arrested, this, that, and the other, and he killed himself over the white lady. He did. He shot himself in the head, and I'm not remembering his name, but it's been no more
I
than.
don't know that.
Remember the guy, True Power is Mine, TPIM. He still has a YouTube channel. He shot himself over the lady, and then he was trying to tell me he didn't love the woman. Says, no, you've had 4 or 5 children with her. You have to feel something, my friend. What do you mean you don't love? You got 5 kids with this lady. You love her. Now, what you need to be honest about is that you picked a piece of shit white woman,
A piece
and
of
you've made
shit.
these kids with her, and that's the real deal. Don't tell me you don't love her. Tell me that you are disappointed in her. And I said,
Mm,
you're not going to do to me what a lot of fake Black men do. You're going to say all this racial stuff, or what you that you think I agree with, to try to reassure me that you're on the same page as me. I've never
mm,
asked you to do that. Okay.
mm,
The fact that
mm,
you have 5 children with this lady lets me know where you stand.
mhm.
I'm not mad at you. And so I never asked you whether you were with the white woman or not. I knew you were with the white woman the first time I talked to you. I
They
never,
have a different energy.
yeah, they
You
do.
can feel
And
it.
by the
You
way,
can feel it. Mhm.
and I'll tell you, the greatest turn off of all for me are Black women that worship white men.
Mm,
If anybody's like it out there, please don't contact me. It isn't that you can't like a white man. That's not how it is. But the fact that they worship white men,
yeah.
those kind of women are they're disgusting. And the Black men that worship white women, you can tell that they worship them.
Mm,
I'm not saying that they aren't good people. Okay, my my 3 times great grandfather married a German woman.
yeah.
So that's what
Uh,
my
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 one of
grandmother,
my uncles.
but that's him. That's not me.
Yeah, one of my uncle's wife is white, and we love her. We go over to their house. I mean,
Yeah.
family.
But as
So
I
it's
said,
nothing about that at
I
all.
like being who and what I am. I don't want to be anything else, nor do I want my children to be anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So the dumbest thing I could do is get someone in a group that's in conflict with mine and start a family. So
Mm,
anybody that would think that is a person that thinks with their penis. And there are a lot of black men whose penis is their GPS, their spiritual GPS. That's why they're in trouble with God. It's their political GPS. That's why we have no political power. It's their economic GPS. That's why we're broke. If you put your penis as your personal compass, you are a failure as a man. Okay, now here's what we got to do. Because this is true, I would like for you, Sister Eve, and these other sisters to covenant that we will try to pick on Friday evenings, even if it's just for a few minutes, that you sisters begin to talk to each other. This, how do I feel about women who worship Obama? They're fag hags. That's my answer. You sisters can come together, and we patriarchs will work with and for you. Sister Eve, you have Black Rose, the same way we have this new united Black media matrix must also include an apparatus that empowers the good, righteous Black women, the good kind, need our support, and y'all need to be visible such that certain atrocities never occur again or anymore to any single individual that is in this collective conversation or anyone else. That nobody can victimize, humiliate, or exploit our sisters, and there not be a collective response. Not only that we interconnect and interface around the country. My sisters in Chicago will talk to the sisters on the East Coast and the Gulf Coast, where Sister Black Rose is. We will come together and bring out the issues. We have the capacity. You sisters have the capacity to do this. And believe it or not, we brothers will support you. I was hoping for Sister Miriam. I'm going to get her. Sister Temple's daughter was sick, but that's okay. We just need to put together something and bring, and the ladies need to understand that they've got to come forward on their issue and their issues, and part of your issues are our issues. We are working together, not against each other. We are a oxen team. We're not trying to drag you, and we're not trying to leave you. We must figure out ways in which we can overcome the tremendous, horrific legacy of feministic and fagonistic bigotry in our community. Oh, I see somebody down here. Who is Queenie? Who's Queenie? Okay, I don't.
See if that's Jeanette.
Oh my. We have. Is that? I don't know if I. Hello, can you hear us? You've been brought in.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. So now we have someone from Chicago. And by the way, Sister Eve, this is a person that I wanted you to meet. She is the author and the creator of a character called Reverend Bigamy. Reverend Bigamy is a no good, fuck up, liar, Negro preacher, grifter, manipulator, cult type person. And they have so much experience. In fact, Sister Sheldon, could you please, if you could for a minute, just give us who are not in the Midwest, a little bit of your experience of dealing with the illegal population that you're dealing with in suburban Chicago?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes. I've been going in and out. I'm still sort of working. However, I was listening in. The illegal population regarding the preachers.
No, not the preachers, but what has the illegal invasion, what do you see? You're on the front lines in Chicago. What do you, as a WASI, see these illegals are doing?
Committing lots of crimes, pushing us out in the sense that our tax dollars are paying for their stay here in Chicagoland, sucking up the resources, um, really working the 911 system.
Mm,
I stay out in the outer areas, what people would call the suburban areas.
hmm
And I've never seen anything or heard anything like it before in my life. The police sirens and paramedics are going all day long. I see lots of accidents. I hear of lots of robberies. The neighborhoods are becoming trashy.
mm.
Um, they open special food giveaways for them. And I know some homeless people that tell me, and they've cammed this. Several have told me, and not just homeless people, people that stand in line to get food because they cannot afford to feed themselves because prices are so high. And of course, you know about the job situations, and these people are getting welfare, food stamps, and far more than a family of their size would get if they would allow them to get it. The legals, the residents, the black people here, for the most part.
Mm. Let me ask you a question. Because our show topic is, are you still a ride or die for Joe Biden? How do you feel about Joe Biden?
I don't feel about him. I didn't vote for him, and I never will.
hmm what do you
I
think?
don't have a lot of love, or maybe any, for the Democrats.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're a black woman.
Yes, I
You're
am.
supposed to be for the Democrats. Why
Yes,
are
I
you?
am.
Chicago's a Democratic city where you
Yes,
grew
it
up.
is.
Why are you saying, okay, look, the way that we are told is Donald Trump is the Antichrist. He's just the greatest enemy of black people of all times. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
Why do you disagree? Why is Donald Trump not a monster?
Well, it's not so much about Donald Trump. He just might be the one to help us. However, it's more about the Democrats, the demon rats, because they've been um, saying what they're going to do since World War II, and they haven't done it yet.
Hmm.
And we're going down, 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 getting pushed out and over and under. And they're still crying, I'm going to help the blacks, I'm going to help the poor.
But you don't see them
And
helping them, do you?
I have not seen any help come from them ever.
Let me ask you a question. You have 8 natural children and as many
Yes.
as 24 children you've raised as a total. Do you have any hope for their future with the way Biden has the country?
No, I don't.
Why not?
And I'm not so much political as I used to be. However, everybody has to be some type of political. Politics is local. It starts where you are. And the way the world is going now, the way that things are shifting, the way that they're making them go, releasing this COVID. We're still getting treated bad as Black women, Black people. I'm not going to say people of color. We're still being disrespected. And the dream that Dr. Martin Luther King said that he had for us, it's been trampled.
I have a question. Do you feel
Yes.
safe with all these illegal men?
No, it is not safe.
Are you saying
It
that?
is not safe when I see a bunch of Corona and Modelo bottles all over the streets, and I've never seen this before. We could throw trash down, and we wouldn't dare to do it when I was growing up, and even up until recently, until before COVID, and we would get ticketed for that.
Mhm. I
We
have a
wouldn't dare
question.
do that. We didn't grow up like that.
Do these people ever say or do anything that would make you personally feel unsafe?
And they do things that make me feel unsafe. And I've had a few conversations and listened in on a few conversations that, yes, it would make me feel unsafe, but I try not to worry about it.
Let me ask you another question. Who do you think is going to win in 2024 in your area, Chicago? If you talk to other Black people, that's an area that's like almost 100% Democratic. Do you think that
Yes,
that's
everybody's for the Democrats here.
is that still the case, or do you think?
Yes,
Okay, do you think that's a good thing that people are just for the Democrats?
it's a good thing for them.
Okay, but collectively,
Oh, no. They don't know any better. They're brainwashed and trained to be Democrats, and they think that that's best for them. They can't look back over the time and the records and the numbers and see that we've lived better actually under the Republican administrations.
mhm. Now
We have.
let me ask you: the government of Illinois that has brought in
Mhm.
all the illegals,
There's no noise in Illinois.
giving all the schools and taking the kids out of the
I'm just
school.
joking, but that's what they say.
Am I correct in saying all the bad things that are happening in Illinois, the blacks being run out of their neighborhoods, the stores being looted, the schools
Gang
being shut,
banging
all of
with
this?
the Venezuelans and Mexicans. Oh, and by the
Who's
way, they hate each other.
who's in charge of the government where all this is happening? Is it racist white Republicans
Yes,
or is it racist white Democrats?
racist white Democrats.
So it's not racist white Republicans doing
Oh,
this.
no. Now, you are aware that the governor of Illinois is Republican and he ran under a Democratic ticket because that's how he can win here and that's what people do. It was the best way for him to win. And, but for the most part, yes, the Democrats are controlling everything.
Do you sometimes feel like the Democrats favor gays, illegals,
All the
Latinos
time, all the
over black
time. That
people?
I question them, I talk to them, I'm surrounded by them. They're in my family, they're associates. They get in conversations with me when I go to the store. They automatically think I'm a Democrat, so they start talking this Democratic stuff, and I listen to them. And I don't need to take any more polls. I
Okay.
don't need any more evidence.
Let me ask you another question. How do people feel about Obama in Chicago?
A lot of people love him and admire him, and it's a
Okay.
lot of Black people that love and admire him, and a lot of white people love and admire him.
Hmm.
And there are some people that I had conversations with that said, "Oh, he didn't do anything for us," but there are certain people that say that.
Okay. Now, you live in the suburbs. Do you think the people in the inner city of Chicago feel the same way about Obama?
Oh, that's basically who I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Are
Because
they
people
older?
judge things
Are
by
these
the inner city
are they
thought.
o- are they older or younger? These people who are.
They're all different ages.
Mhm.
They're
right.
all for Obama, but there are several that are not.
Okay. How do they feel about Biden?
They love him.
Wow. How do they feel about this Barbara Jordan looking mayor that you've got now?
They love him.
Mhm. Wow.
And see, I'm not under the Cook County politics. I don't live in Cook County,
Mhm.
and that's Chicago, Cook County. But yes, they love him.
Hmm. Well, I'm going to stop there for a second. Sister Eve, do you have any questions for the mother, surrogate mother of 16 and the biological mother of 8? And how do you feel as a mother of 5 for a mother of 8 plus 16 to say, I don't see a future?
Honestly, it's kind of bleak, right? But I guess I understand why someone would feel like that. But I think right now, what I've been trying to look at it as, well, I've been looking at it like I don't want them to have to fight this fight at all in any capacity. And they're having to fight it right now, being alive, and the fact that we don't have what's owed to us. So, sure, no future if it means that we haven't gotten what's owed to us, because then I guess I would have failed at what I'm talking about doing. So I guess I get that, but I'm not there yet, you know?
Speaking of that, Sister Eve, it's after 11. You've got to wake up and feed 7 people in the morning, and I have Sabbath tomorrow. We need to do a commercial, and we're going to stop here, and we're going to keep coming back. And I want everybody to know on my book club channel that it isn't that I won't and not doing books anymore. We are trying to develop. We've got Pat Talk, we got the men talking, and now we've got WASI Speak. And I now need to pivot back to the books, but we wanted to have a variety of things and a variety of speakers and guests so it doesn't get boring or stale, because I have yet another show to launch, which is a short report. So I have many things I want to do so it doesn't become boring to me or to you or anyone else. And in a nutshell, this collaboration that you will see, we have a new partner. Our affiliate is Thorough Black Talk in New York, Sister Keisha, who is a weapons expert woman who knows about shooting. We are functioning as the new United Black Media to try to do what other people who have huge platforms seem to refuse to do. And we are trying to develop so in such a way when there is a situation like our young girls getting killed in combat, we can put that topic out before a few thousand people. My platform is small. We have a lot of people who have decent sized platforms. I'm looking to have a partner in North Carolina. And eventually, we're going to have one day maybe 20 or 30 platforms cooperating together to share information. Because if Sister Eve gets a few hundred on her Twitter, I'm not upset. If I get a few hundred, I'm not, and if I could do something with Brother Quentin, we can all help raise each other's ability to impact a community or people that are listening to us. We have Sister Black Rose, who I used to do social media with. We want to bring this back in so we can hear voices and instead of complaining about what we don't see, because Sexy Red doesn't represent the Black women that I know. It makes me angry. The Black men I know are not like this. I can't stand it. I'll do anything to replace it. So that's why I'm calling all my friends. They're all lovely women to bring that can think, and they can drop babies and still look years younger. That includes Sister Isla too, who looks about 20 to 25 years younger than her actual age. Sister Eve has had 5 kids and looks 15 to 20 years younger than what she is. And Sister Janet's had 8. She's kicked out 8 and looks 20 years younger than what she is. and they're all intelligent. They all think, they all travel, they all have some education and professional experience. And those are the black women I know. These skanky folks with tattoos on their eyeballs and those Borden cow septum rings. That shit, I don't know what, damn it. I this is a violation of my understanding of what womanhood and femininity, at least if it isn't what it should be. So this is why this is happening. And of course, this is the Angry Black Men's Book Club. And of course, our partners, of course, now are Madam Minister of Space, Sister Eve, Black Rose, Sister Isla, Let's Talk to Brother Q, uh, Lone Wolf Firearms, as well as on their necks. And of course, the Negro Knights. We have a range of people, so we want to have this sooner or later to have cooperatives in various places. And oh, I left out Sister Sean of Sister Speak, a show I helped launch for Black women. You know, the myth is I don't like sisters. No, if you knew me, I spent a lot of time with sisters. I had a lot of people surprised. You have so many women friends. Well, if you actually like women, you can be around them. If you like having sex with women only, you can't stand them when you're not on top of them. There's a difference. All right. I want all of you to like this channel. I want you to add one another. I want you to look at the different platforms. I want you to subscribe, like, share, and of course, please donate. Sister Eve, I think we always circulate each other's donation links. You can find me at practically any point. You can email me at wrandyshort@gmail.com. I correspond with certain people if it's not stupid. You know, on top of that, if you wish to donate, we have a Patreon, which is Dr. Randy Short. I have a Cash App, which is $ Dr. Randy Short. I have a Zelle and a PayPal, which is my email, wrandyshort@gmail, and whatever you want to do. Because whenever people donate to our channels, we use that to help each other. So Sister Eve knows, Sister Isla knows, Brother Quentin knows, Brother Chef knows. When we call one another, we help one another. It's either a contact, or it's a book, or it's information to raise the profile of what everybody's doing. If you know intelligent people with something to say, we will try to give air or space for them to get their thoughts out. We need each other, and symbiotically, we can help each other. So what you see is what you get. I think I've met Sister Isla. I know I've met Sister Isla. I've met Sister
Yes.
Kira. I've not met Quentin, but I have met Sister Eve. I know Janet. What you see is what you get. I'm not different over the computer than if you met me in person. I think Sister Janet would agree, who's wonderful, one of the people I absolutely love, one of my favorite women of all times. What you see is what you get. I'm not trying to be anybody I'm not. And I want to welcome people that we're trying to create a space where we can talk to each other about serious things, as well have some fun and some levity, right? And we do what we can. And by the way, Sister Eve, thank you so much for helping. We're going to work together. We're not going to let anybody attack anyone in our network. Let me just say this. If you fuck with Eve, you fucked with me. If you mess with Sister Isla, you've attacked me. If you attack Sister Jade, you've attacked me. If you attack Quentin, you've attacked me. If you attack Chef, if you mess with us, we all swarm on you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's real, Dr. Short. I always appreciate your support and the knowledge that I get when you are speaking on these topics. I'm very excited about the the WASI Nation.
Mhm.
I don't even know if I really thought that I'd ever say that out loud, but
WASI
on
Nation.
the same time, I do think it's past time for us to put some fire up under these other bitches, right? Because they're too comfortable.
And we have to go after the fagonists. And I'm telling you, sisters, raise the bar. If I were a woman, I would never screw a man whose pants sagged. If I had to make Viagra smoothies for a dude with the smaller dick who wore a belt, that's what I'd do. I would never be with the man who didn't come out of the house looking presentable. I would never want a dude who had clear nail polish on. Sisters, if you want men to be better, demand more than him having a six-figure income. Demand that he have character, and you too bring to the table character, bring integrity, bring dignity. Be in shape, okay? You know, if your titty knows your big toenail, there's a problem. You're not being abused if your titty nipple and your toenail, are kissing. We need to be better. We need to dress better, look better. Part of how we're being enslaved and destroyed is our being degraded. When they would put people in concentration camps, they wouldn't let people dress nicely. They would that's part of the destruction of a people, is to ruin their aesthetics. When people were enslaved, they had what were called sumptuary laws. They had laws against black women looking good. It made white women feel bad to see a slave look better, have better clothing than them. They would sometimes whip or punish someone. Your slaves look too good. Now they don't have to do it like that. They can get us to look raggedy and dirty and tell us that it's hip or it's cool. Because I know, working in corporate America, people used to hate me when I would go to work dressed very nicely. I had hatred and jealousy. What are they worried about me coming to work looking nice for? Well, a bunch of them, I would say, they were frumpy, unattractive GCPs. I'm a good-looking black man that looked decent in my clothing. Hmm? And it made them feel ugly. So they complain about me coming to work looking professional. They got more money, but you have to understand, money doesn't buy everything. And that's the same thing with a relationship. Just because the man has a lot of money doesn't mean he has a lot of love or a lot of character or a lot of decency. They have a lot of women running after bags. And I'm not talking about tea bags. I'm talking about the money bag. And I'm telling you, when you run after a man for what he has, if you think that a hoe with a good body can be difficult, a man that thinks that he's rich sees women as basically discount chess pieces that he can move around the board at will. It's better to get a man with dignity and character, integrity, and decency. That is better than for him just to have a bag. Because if that money's not yours, it's simply a bauble for him to play with you on. In fact, a man with a bag that's being chased by a woman who wants his bag is playing the same game that the stripper does with the man in the strip club. It's teasing, but not delivering. I'm going to stop here by saying, when we talk again, everybody out here needs to ask how many of the 30, 40, 50, or 120 wounded people in Iraq, Syria, and Jordan are Black, and inside of that, how many of them are Black women, and what are their ages? We should know this. Somebody knows a member of Congress. Somebody knows somebody that can demand an answer to it. We should know. We are more powerful. We are so powerful until, I'd say, 15 to 20% of the drugs in the world are dumped in our community to keep us bombed out. We must access our spiritual power, and that begins with having a relationship with God. I don't care if there's an atheist here, go to hell, which you are going if you don't know God. We need God. We need each other. We need reparations. We need families. We need men and women. We need babies. We need elders. With that, I'm going to check out. God bless everybody. Love yourself and then love humanity. Love humanity enough to correct and check humanity, irrespective of the melanin count. A trifling, no good, integrity lacking, atheistical, amoral black person is as deadly to us as 100,000 Klansmen. We absolutely must raise our level of integrity, dignity, self respect, and our word needs to be our bond with each other. If a handful of us cooperate together, our history has shown all of our organizations and movements have always been an absolute minority of Black people who had some integrity and some decency and some dignity and united purpose, have changed the whole world. Why not us? Let us be the Ida B. Wells, the Fannie Lou Hamers, the Constance Baker Motleys, the Thurgood Marshalls, the Martin Luther Kings, the Nat Turners, the Henry Highland Garnetts, the Fannie Pleasants. It's our duty to fill those shoes. And tomorrow and tomorrow's tomorrow isn't promised to us if we don't seize the time now. I'm Dr. Randy Short on behalf of the Angry Black Men's Book Club, on behalf of my sister Eve, on behalf of the new United Black Media Matrix. I wish you all a blessed night and a blessed Sabbath tomorrow. If you happen to be partially religious, I encourage you to check out the Salt Ministry. I hope to have a sermon tomorrow for God's message to the Black American people. Be there. Take care. Good night. Oh, Sister Eve, may your angels and that wonderful man that you have, let him know that he's my hero. And I'd love to have a show with him. So, anyway, I'm going to let everybody go. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.